going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Dudeality podcast, where our motto is living comfortably uncomfortable. My name is Ian Perez, joined as always by Jonathan Mercado, Victor Rivera, and Chris Zora. We're four ordinary dudes with extraordinary dreams. Jonathan, what's up, my man?
What's up, everyone? And thank you again for tuning into another episode where we grow from the inside out. We turn our dreams into reality. We stop all the wishing and we start taking action. Guys, 2022 is going to be our year. Today's episode, we're going to be discussing, how to ensure that your light stays lit the entire 2022 and how to not let it dim. Like, what are some things we could take action on to, impact others and ensure that we shine as well? But before we get into all that sweet stuff, guys, we always want to be sure we hold everybody accountable here. So we have that new segment of wins and losses where we discuss one by one, what's an L that we took and what's a win. And especially that L, I also want you guys to let us know, like, what improvements you're going to make so that what lesson did you learn from that L? That's where we'll go. So I'm swinging to my man, Victor. Give me a win, give me a loss, brother, and let's see how we can keep improving.
Yeah. So, win is that we had a great Christmas. This is our episode after Christmas. So hopefully everyone had a good Christmas, spend time with their family. But we had a good Christmas. We got our kids were happy. My son, he was due. He's a very good kid. He's an extremely good kid. He does everything he needs to do. So we were able to bless him with new clothes, new shoes, new everything. So that's a big win as far as for my family. As far as the loss, a little funny loss. Me and my son played a one-on-one basketball game, and it was he beat me. He beat me 10-9. 10-9. Now, I wasn't taking it hard. Like, I wasn't playing Jonathan or Ian or Chris or some dude at the park. I'll go a lot harder or whatever. But we're just playing like it was pretty much like no defense almost, just in front, I'll let you shoot. If you make it, you make it, right? So he impressed me. He got a good shots off. He would make them. It wasn't even just a random make. It was like swishes,
Whoa.
like right in the money. And I was like, dang. Like,
look who his daddy is. His dad's a bucket. And so I've seen your son play. He's a bucket. Like, he has a shot.
So he's got a lot better from last time because he usually goes by himself. He'll take his bike. There's a little park nearby our house. He'll ride. Yeah. It's like 3 blocks off. He'll ride, he'll shoot, he'll come back. Like, he'll do that.
I gotta brag on your son real quick. Guys, his son has just been on his grind, super grind with all aspects of his life right now. How old is he?
He's 15.
He's 15. He's doing things grown people aren't even doing right now, man. He's been working out. He's been working on his craft of making beats. And today he came to my workout at 9 a.m. with his dad, Victor here. And bro, his sleeves are rolled up, and he was like, he's shredded, dude. Like, he has veins, he has feathers on his shoulder. I couldn't tell. I told Victor, I was like, I don't know who the trainer is, Victor or your son. Like, I don't know, but this guy right here is looking very impressive. So shout out to Jacob for just doing things that kids his age probably aren't even thinking about doing, just staying disciplined to the process and to his craft, and taking time for himself and developing in all aspects. So, man, shout out to what you're doing over there. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing big things. He's actually doing big things all day today. But yeah, we were playing. It was like just a normal. He started to lead like 3-1, 4-1, and I was like, all right, I gotta do it. So I catched up. It was like 7-5, 8-5, my lead. Then he comes back.
Did you play him again though?
I haven't played him again, but I told him next time. I said,
you're a good father, Victor.
Well, we had ran a mile. I was tired as heck. We had ran a mile, bro. Me and him, and then we played a game.
The difference between me and Victor is I'm not leaving the court until I win. And so, son, I'm sorry. I don't care how tired you are. I'm going to beat you, and then we can leave.
But I was that tired. I was like, no, we gotta go.
I'm glad you had a great Christmas, great holidays, and that's a good loss though. It's a very good loss to see your son rise up and just get better. It's not even
fun.
A loss, man.
It was
like
fun. It was a lot of bonding, so it was pretty cool.
That's cool. Chris, what you got, brother?
So for this week, my win would be, well, first off, I ended up winning my league in fantasy football, just in case anyone was wondering from last week. But that's not my real win. That's not my.
How much money was involved? How much money was
I still haven't seen this guy play. Yeah. I don't even know if he really plays.
Oh, is this for fun? It wasn't enough for money.
Yeah.
God dang it.
But my real win, I mean, this whole year since we started this podcast was my big goal was to read a book every month and complete it. And on Tuesday, I completed my final book of the year. So
Congrats,
Dude,
bro.
that's my big win.
That's big.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
about to total all mine up. I don't know if I read 12 or more, because sometimes I get excited and that might finish one in one day. Like the guy that you had on our podcast, I read his book in like one day. The book was awesome.
Oh yeah. The guy with the
guy we
three-
interviewed.
Yeah. Anthony.
The
Anthony.
3 energies. Hey man, that guy, phenomenal dude, man. What you got? What's a loss, brother?
I lost was I think I put on like almost 3-4 pounds this week.
I was gonna say something.
Yeah, just
that baby weight. That baby weight.
I mean, like family was in town, or like my wife's dad was in town, and we just were not eating like the greatest, and I didn't want to be like disrespectful and like go work out when he's visiting. So
and I was giving you a hard time about it.
Yeah, no, like I put on, actually it was closer to 5 pounds. I was like, God dang.
You got right. Just some carbs.
But yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, I just need to.
Hey, do you have a plan? You have a plan going to the new year for your fitness?
Not quite. I mean, my main goal is just to try to get working out more often and just try to eat a little better, but I don't have a specific plan yet, because that's not my main goal for 2022.
Well, you have that standard though. I mean, it's important that you have like the two workouts, like that minimum that you for sure want to hit. So as long as you have a good standard, right? If that's not your main focus, be sure to have some standards. If that drops, like, hey, let's jump back on. Ian, what you got, brother? Mr. Slick back, combed hair, looking all smooth.
I ain't nothing slick about this. Check, look, I'll go straight emo if I have to.
Ways.
Sorry if y'all hear popping. Someone decided to celebrate the new year a little early, so they're going off right now. Wins and losses for the week. Man, there's so many little ones. But I would have to say, I think we recorded one, but this past week and a half, I've gotten in the gym at least 3-4 times, which is definitely an improvement to the previous weeks. So
I let you down today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for the text, but I figured shit happened, so it is what it is, and
life got me.
Life does happen.
Life got me, bro.
And I'll take an L too. I use that as an excuse not to work out. So I mean, I shouldn't rely on you to work out, but it's always good to have a battle buddy. So I'll put the blame on you since you'll take it.
I'll take it, man. I let myself down.
Is that a win? Loss. I didn't work out today. I'll take that. And I haven't finished my book yet. Actually, I was really poor. I started really good. I think I read a book like the first one book for the first 6 months, and I just fell off. It's a really good book too. I think the working out and book reading kind of go hand in hand. That's normally when I read, and if I don't work out, I don't read. So it's a double loss at that point.
Yeah, got you, brother. Well, a quick win for me would be, man, just the energy is a win for me. To stay motivated, to stay at this high, and just be in the moment, embrace the moment, understand things. I feel amazing right now. I feel good. Even though I missed my workout today, it's probably, I did pass out. Chris was calling me today. Like I missed like 3 calls from Chris. I just laid on I'm tired. Like I'm tired. So I'm trying to maneuver and figure out, I'm in a new system with my family, and the rhythm of the heartbeat of the house is changing. And so I'm just trying to catch rhythm and wind of that. And so today, it got me. It's first day back at leading camp. And so I lay down on the bed and I was gone for like 3 hours. And so that's why I didn't answer your text, Ian, is because, or Chris too, is after that, when I woke up, I immediately had all this stuff I had to do in like a short span. And it was not a good feeling to have that on my chest. So was that a win? It's a win and a loss.
I don't really know, to be honest.
The L was a combination of both, all in one. And so I'm just gonna take the L today.
The win was that nap, brother. That's what that was.
The win was the nap. The L was there's this lack of preparation. Lack of preparation. It causes so much frustration, big time, right? So I'm having to go through it. I don't even have I still have to work after this. Like after our meeting after this, I got more work because I just failed to just plan ahead. And so, yeah, man, I'll take the L today. Here's my execution is I got to be better with the planning like that. It needs to happen for my mental health is be ahead of the game.
I feel, man, like I get anxiety. I was telling Elizabeth the other day, I was like, man, I feel like pressure, anxiety, like we're doing, there's so many things that I want to do, and so like so many things to do, don't know where to start. I just gotta plan it out. But before actually planning it out, it's like I get that like I'm breathing hard. I'm like, all right, I need to take a deep breath, like calm
a little
down.
bit of anxiety.
Right? Yeah, like calm down, like relax. But once it's done, it's like a reliever.
Yeah. No, bro, I feel you, man. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the podcast. Let's go ahead and put out some good content, something that's going to be able to help all of us. And I think what we're about to speak about has kind of been super relatable in the past month or just month and a half as we're closing out 2022. And it's, not letting your light dim. What are the reasons why? How can we shine our light? Like, what are the reasons, maybe that we're not lighting up? Well, like we should be lighting up. Like everyone has that gift. And quite honestly, that gift is not even for you. It's for others around you. And, we're being super selfish by holding that thing back and, not letting it out to the world so that we can continue to serve. So I just want to, swing it to my man, Ian. This was his topic. This is something that he's very passionate about. And so my man, Ian, let's just pop it off. Give us a little of a nugget or some content we can go off of.
Yeah. So the topic really stemmed from us talking about our 2022 goals. And what's funny, and I'm a religious man. The service that I listened to literally 2 days later was about shining your light, the light that God gave you. And if you're not a religious person, obviously you're still loved. It still applies to you, right? You still have that gift, the fire within inside, right? And basically the concept is there's a lot of things in our lives that we allow to cover our candle, to cover our light, things like just your everyday chores, your jobs, and we allow other people to kind of shield our light, and not in a way that they're toxic, but we're too worried about what they think, or we're trying to make them comfortable. Really, we're not really allowing ourselves to shine and grow. And I really love the topic because hopefully we get even more in depth on it, but by us shining our light and growing even more, I always think of the Coach Carter poem. It truly does allow others to do it. I mean, it's the epitome of leading by example. Like it just, the forest fire, you catch on and someone else catches on and it keeps going. So yeah, that's kind of where it kind of stemmed from.
That's an amazing quote. It was a long quote from Coach Carter that I think everybody remembers. If there's a quote from any movie, everybody remembers that Coach Carter quote. It was just a phenomenal quote. Perspective, though, like Victor, you might take it in a different direction. We'll see. How do you perceive, shining your light, or how do you perceive that quote that Mr. Ian is talking about from Coach Carter?
Yeah, to be honest, when we're kind of discussing it amongst ourselves, I wasn't grasping it very well.
I can tell from the text story,
from the shine. Yeah, you were taking a nap because he didn't respond to any of
I saw all the text. He's all like going off, like, what does it mean?
So I'm just trying to grasp it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. But as more as I got into it, I saw the preaching of the sermon from the Pastor Rob here in Shoreline here in Austin. So I saw the sermon, heard it, and then I really started to kind of put things in perspective as far as what Ian was saying is that a lot of times we all have things. You have our inner light or our inner right, or we'll have a potential within us to be either our best versions of ourselves, right? There's always that potential inside of us, like that seed that's waiting to flourish out. But so many things that sometimes too, we do it to ourselves, we allow others to do it to us, and sometimes it's life does it to us, right? To where it dims our light, right? That potential that you can be is being put down, right, or covered. So for me, it kind of spoke to a lot, because for a lot of years, I felt that I had so much potential. I always believed in myself, always believed that I can have so many big things to accomplish and so many things to do. Even now, there's so many things I my dreams are bigger than than they've ever been before. But in my belief has always been there. But I felt like there was always something like holding me back. And there was a lot of things. It was a lot of things within me that I hadn't worked on, that were holding me back. And there was other things like circumstantial that happened, but I wasn't aware of how to solve it, how to overcome it. I was just living in it and really kind of just letting it just hold me back, right? And until maybe the last couple of years, I really have kind of seen what I can be and kind of let my light shine, or at least, kind of pierce through a little bit. It's liberating. But the struggle for a lot of people, I think, is this what spoke to me is, man, how many of us, which a lot of us, kind of walk around in not really living to our potential, wanting to, but not knowing how to step out of that shell, like how to bring that light out, how to get out of that darkness. And a lot of people, like that poem is that people are not afraid of the darkness, they're just afraid of the light. They're afraid to be that person that they want to be, because it's scary to step out of your comfort zone, step out
Actually, yeah, I thought of a question. Just I had it written down. It's funny you say that the light is what's fearful. I mean, why do y'all think that a lot of us shy away from greatness? Because it's really what it is. Like, it's not greatness per se. Like, there's a specific tier you're trying to get to, but greatness from within. Like, there's a lot of times where we shy away from it, and I'm kind of curious to why y'all think that we do that.
Fear of failure.
I think that's
right, because we're in the dark. You're in the dark. You're in the shell, and then popping out into that light, letting the world actually see your light. That's scary. What if the world doesn't want to see my light? What if the world doesn't like my light? What if my light is not bright enough to help others? And all that what if, I experienced this. I'm currently, without you guys, I wouldn't be trying to shine my light right now. I've always held back. My light, my gift, I'm speaking of my gift, right? To motivate, encourage, and inspire with the tools that I have and knowledge and wisdom that I have, that I've worked on as my craft, as let's just say fitness, right? You guys never see me on social media to the world. You might see me like in a closed group where people know I'm the expert, right? But you'll never see me in a public, like open, talk about my fitness, talk about my expertise, selling myself, because I've always been just terrified of like people making bad comments, people judging me, people, criticizing me. And I feel that right here. And I've always held back, even until just recently, without you guys, without the accountability from Victor, showing my life from stories, going back and like really getting out of my comfort zone and being on social media. That's always been my one Achilles heel, is I was always afraid just to put myself out there and not be good enough, or fear people thinking that I'm a phony or a fake. Like that right there, just like it hurts. And it took me, I'm 31. Oh, yeah, 31.
The fact that you started with 20s, you're
right, the 20s. I'm 31, and so it just took me into now where I'm still very uncomfortable. Like I may post stories of like my family and everything, but I don't post like talking on the screen, because I fear of people disagreeing with me and seeing comments and like having that on my chest, because I don't ever want to be the guy that thinks he knows everything, or thinks like, hey, Jonathan's coming out with all these nuggets. Who is he to think like he can give wisdom and entrepreneurship advice and fit? Like that right there is why like I'm still struggling to be on front of the camera and talking to the world. But like I said, because of that fear, because of that anxiety, because of all these things of what if I'm not good enough? And it's so wild as an entrepreneur, we're so used to leaning into that. And that's what like carries us to just keep pushing forward. But when it came to this certain aspect of like real me opening up, that's super scary to me. And I've only did it once. I don't know if y'all saw that video of me in the car of speaking about why I'm doing stories.
Yeah.
Do you know that took an hour and a half?
That's a long ass time.
It took, stop record. I was getting sick in the car. because it was getting so hot. I literally, after I made that video, I swear to God, I threw up. Like, that's how much anxiety and stress that I was going through to let the world know of why I'm doing stories, why I'm trying to shine my light, because I'm here to serve and help others and hopefully inspire. Bro, that took an hour and a half. I didn't even get to work out. It was tough because I was about to work out, but then I was in the car for an hour and a half, like dying. So
I
that
feel you
just
on
shows the
that.
fear.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, just because like it took me like, even though it was just a 30-second clip that I posted on Saturday, like it took me, I don't know how many takes to get that down. Like I messed it up so many times. I'd be like just about to finish and I'd fuck up the very end or something, like, and I'd just have to restart it, keep redoing it. But I wanted to get into my to like the way I took it, because unlike the rest of you guys, I'm not very religious. And it's funny that Ian asked the question, because that's kind of what my topic, like the way I was going to talk about it, it was actually kind of answers that. And it's funny that Jonathan answered with the fear of failure, because I actually think people think that it's a fear of failure, but I think it's actually more of a fear of success, because but like, because if you think about, like, it's easy to think about, oh, what could go wrong, but people also are scared of what goes into gaining that success. Like they don't, like they fear about what they're going to actually have to put, like the work they're going to have to put in, but then they do still have the fear of what people are going to think about it. And in that sense, I can get the fear of failure part, but I think it's deeper than that. Like I think people, they want the success, but they're scared to put the effort into it. And because they like, once they start figuring out that it takes a lot more work than they think, that's either scary. I mean, it could be a sign of laziness, but it can also be that fear that's preventing them from wanting to continue, because they're like, well, how much time am I going to have to put into this? Like, what if it doesn't work out? Like I don't know, there's so many different factors that go into it. But yeah, I think like people, and then there's a lot of people, like they just, if they do succeed, they don't really want that light on them, because that's not their personality. They don't want to be the focus point. Like they don't want to be the person that everyone's focusing on in the middle of the room. Like they're not the person that's like the life of the party, or like, so like being front and center is scary to them. But
Yeah.
you like you had mentioned, it could be a little selfish, because you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. And if you do that, you could be helping out so many other people.
Yeah, I actually had, I can relate to the second half. I don't know about scared success. Like, I ain't scared of no success, bro. But
But
I
a
can
lot of
understand
people,
the scare of what the involved, the grind after like looking into it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see how that could be intimidating, as and people can not want to shine the light because all the work behind it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But as far as, I tell you, I have friends, Mr. Wilson's the millionaire guy with the Lambo. He's very low key, he's very humble, he's very religious. And I told him, that, you need to write a book. And he's like, you think? He's like, no, it's not about me. It's about God. I'm just doing God's work. I was like, what you don't understand is the information you have, the wisdom that you have, and the way that you present your wisdom. You can actually still be, serving God through this book of wisdom, right? So you can shine more light on, you can make your light bigger by giving out to the world. Like, you holding all this information is doing nobody any good. Like, at the end of the day, you're telling me you're here to serve, you're here to serve through him. And, you're helping people, you're helping me, you're being my mentor. But that's just one of me. Like, you could be impacting hundreds of thousands of me just by, potentially telling your story and being out there. So it's just a different perspective. And hopefully it's like a kick in the butt, including us, even with this podcast. Like, we may not think like we're, have information that could change somebody's life, but you don't know what the season that somebody's in. And, they could just listen to one podcast. They could listen to just one sentence. That one sentence could click, and we can change somebody's life. So we're shining our light right now with this podcast, but we can even do it bigger by, doing the social media, being out there. So it's being super selfish. If you have a gift, everyone has that gift. If you hold that gift to yourself, you're being super, super selfish. And hopefully that's a perspective that you could take in and understand, like, man, I have an opportunity to impact if I just give this gift away, because the gift was never meant for you anyways. It was meant to give away.
That's what it's called, a gift, right? Yeah, I mean, I agree with all you guys. I think for me, sometimes I think it's of why I think it's, sometimes we just don't know. We don't know we have a light to give. I think like for me, like a lot of people just go, or for me, like, example, you just go through the motions of life, right? You get, you work, you get married, you come home, you just live kind of standard life, wondering, man, if I can, wondering what can be if I did this or that, maybe a little fear, creeps in, but more it's just, you're not knowing, what you're capable of, really, like what is your actual capacity. A lot of people think because, oh, I didn't finish high school or I didn't go to college, that's holding me back. Or, man, I did this and that in my past, no one's going to listen to me, so a lot of those things kind of roll through your mind of, I'm not good enough, or I'm not equipped, I don't have the tools, I'm not educated enough. So all this fill in the blank, don't have that. And that's why I don't search. Yeah, I don't search it. I don't shine my light. I don't even try to, feed into that, because that's not me. I can't do that. So because that was kind of like, that's sometimes me. It's like, no, I don't think I can do that, or I don't think I am that person that's, that I should be doing it, right? But I think a lot of people just kind of go through that.
Here's a way to think about, because some people don't know their gift, right, Victor? It took me a lot of soul searching, and it took a lot of years of continuous soul searching for me to understand what my gift even was. And it took me to being in the right environment. It took me to reading the right information at the right exact time, because just because you read something, it may not click. It may have to be that 7th, 8th, and even 9th time that you hear it for, it's like, man, it really clicks for you. But what I've seen lately is some of the greatest people in the world, they didn't have their gift. God didn't give them their gift until he gave them the rage, until he gave them their worst moment, until he gave them the biggest adversity and opposition they ever faced. As soon as they overcame that, then they truly found their gift. I'm going to give a quick example. Inky Johnson's a motivational speaker. He thought his gift was to be an athlete, right? To change the trajectory of his family, to be that first to lead by example, that you can go to a terrible high school, you can make it out there, you can go to college, you can go to the NFL, that dreams are actually possible if you just keep giving your best every single day, right? He thought that was his gift to do that. But in actuality, God had different plans, paralyzed this guy from the neck down. His arms no longer used, he cannot make it to the NFL anymore. So God gave him that little piece right there to find out, like, no, Inky, you're not meant to go to NFL. You're meant to motivate, encourage, and inspire people that want to dream to keep dreaming if they just give their best every single day without looking for the result, right? And so ever since then, his life has changed into his gift. And now his gift was he got paralyzed. His gift was he went through a traumatic experience. His gift was he knows how to overcome and help others get to where they need to get, because life happens, right? And so that's just a different way to look at your gift. You may not be born with your gift. God may have not given your gift yet, right? But you continuously have to search for it. And it may be the opposition. Maybe you went to prison, now you're out. That is a gift, right? Now you know better, and you have some examples to extract from to help others to not make those same mistakes you make. So don't look at gifts like they're just great things. Like, man, I'm gifted, I'm talented. Don't confuse that. Your gift may be something else that came from a dark place that now you have that light to shine on others.
Yeah, I have a bit of a different perspective, I guess, from shining it on why people don't, right? I'm going to give a little story. I feel like maybe we've been through it a couple of times. You're driving on the road, right? You see someone stopping on the side of the road, right? Initial thought is what? I mean, obviously, if you have time to help, you can, but if not, the like most of the time, people's like, well, someone else is going to help them, right? more than likely the reason why you don't stop is someone else is going to help them. And I feel like to Vic's point and people not like, even if they know their gift and they don't think they're good enough, kind of combination of Victor and Jonathan, is they feel like someone else is going to do it. Someone else's light's better than my light. They expect someone else to help instead of seeing that the situation they've been put in is their opportunity to be the light and not wait for someone else to do it. Like, yeah, our podcast isn't the biggest one. There's bigger podcasts out there, but who's to say that the right person at the right time clicks on this video that goes out on the 2nd of January and here's the right thing and it saves their life. So I think that's kind of really what is shine its brightest on me on this topic is don't expect others to help, you help. I'm getting chills because I'm thinking about it. I was at the outlet mall with my wife and my son. And the son's going crazy. I'm very frustrated. And he says, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, we just passed this. We walk over there and I'm getting emotional because I got emotional before about it. We walk in there and God put me in the right place at the right time because it's packed. People walking past this man, but he's a blind man and he can't find the sink. And he just literally reaches his hands out and asks for help from anybody. He says, can somebody guide me to the sink? And I just said, sure, I help him to the sink. He's looking for the soap. He said, if it's okay with you, I'll guide your hand to the soap. And to me, like, my son had to go to the bathroom for a reason. As frustrated as I was supposed to be there at that specific time to help that man. And if I didn't, who's to say that 10 other people don't walk past him, right? So don't expect someone else to help. You do it.
I think that's awesome because I think another lesson from that story is that, things in life can lead you to an opportunity, your chance, right, to shine that light. So sometimes you think, oh, God's not on my side, or man, life is hard. Life is never going to be good to me. It hasn't been. How can I, shine my light when, this and that is happening to me? But I think, we all get, certain opportunities. If we let, could be God, could be other things, but that if you let yourself guide you, right? Could be self-development, could be, wherever you are in work, whatever it is, that if you let yourself be guided, right, and then you really be open to what's happening, you might see the opportunities in front of you to where you can shine your light. But if you are maybe not ready, but maybe not looking for it, but maybe not open to it, then you'll miss the opportunity, right? And so, like, Ian could have, told his son, say, no, can you hold it a little bit, or something else, right? And not been in that moment to help that man. So sometimes we say no to a lot of things in our life without knowing that was an opportunity. That was God. That was something happening to us that would lead us to where we can be our best selves. But we said no to it because of, like I said, selfishness, fear, or we're just, just not ready, just not wanting to. Because sometimes I think it's also is, some people don't want to, like, I think they'll say, I want to be, or I wish I could be, but deep inside, it's like, but they don't want to do anything about it.
It's definitely hard when you're by yourself. When you put yourself in an environment with other people, Ian said it, right? When you put yourself in an environment with other energies that are actually doing what you're doing or wanting to do what you do, it becomes so much more easier to shine your light. Right? Our light is supposed to shine on somebody else, so that way they can shine on somebody else and just have this continuously effect of just keep on shining. And so once again, I want to thank you guys, because I wouldn't be able to be on social media without your backup, without your accountability, without seeing you guys stepping out of your comfort zone. Chris making a video was huge. I was like, whoa, if Chris can do it, like, I got to keep this thing up. And doing those videos, doing the edits, doing all this, Mr. Victor on the social media as well. I wouldn't be able to do this solo. Like, you shouldn't be able to do anything solo. Get yourself around an environment, put yourself around an environment, listen to the podcast, listen to those people. You always have a choice, right? And so you feel like there's something great to be inside of you. Be sure you put yourself in an environment that's going to nourish that. And I think that's going to help you shine your light just a little bit more easier. It's still going to be hard as hell. no doubt. All right, nothing great in life is easy, but when you put that stuff around that environment, it's going to be just a little bit easier for you to shine that light.
So Vic earlier had mentioned that at the like when this topic was first brought up, he was kind of having trouble grasping it, and that was something that I was having trouble with too, especially since, like I mentioned, I'm not very religious, and knowing that this topic was coming from
Sermon.
a service that a sermon that you guys had listened to, I was kind of hesitant going into it, but one of my gifts that is being open-minded. And I mean, I did watch the sermon. I took it, I mean, I took it from what it was. I took different perspectives of it, but I noticed when me and Vic kind of both mentioned we were still having trouble grasping it. Ian had said, okay, well, let's move on, because if we can't provide good knowledge out there, we probably shouldn't put out there. But I was like, no, I know this is important to you. That's why you came up with the topic, and I wanted your light to shine. I mean, it'll help my light shine too in a different way. And I mean, and it can help a lot of other people, because there are people that listen on here that are religious, that are not religious. But I mean, seeing that we can all be on here together and still talk about it, having different viewpoints, I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. Ian's light's definitely shining. I don't know if you can see it
like right behind him. I keep looking at it.
Yeah. He came ready for the podcast.
Need a little halo going.
That's good, man. And I love it, fellas. I mean, that was some great content for anybody really understanding what the light is. It's a gift that wasn't meant for you. It was meant to give to the world. And so by you holding it is doing everyone a disfavor. It could potentially help somebody out, whether you think of it or not. So you got any nuggets? Let's take this away, and let's continue to.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Now with the new year coming up, find, like, if you haven't found your gift, surround yourself with people. You have to. Like, if you can't find it by yourself, then clearly you need help with others. But either if you have or have not, you're supposed to be you. You're supposed to be where you're at. I mean, from a scientific standpoint, you being you is 1 out of 400 trillion. So don't ever doubt what you find about yourself or what you're going to find about yourself, because the fact that you're you and those odds are there, that's a miracle in itself. If you're religious or not, that the fact that you are you out of those odds is pretty great.
I just heard that. That was good. I just heard that from Eric Thomas.
Yeah, it's nuts. It really is nuts to think, like, at 1 out of 400 trillion, and you are who you are. Like one little deviation in Mr. Swimmer, and you could be something completely different.
You weren't faster by 1 second. You would not be born.
You wouldn't be here. Exactly.
There was another dude next to you who was like ready to take your head off.
Competition from the get-go. But if you listen to us on YouTube, we appreciate it. You want to see our pretty faces, but don't forget you can listen to us audio only through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and vice versa. If you want to put a face with a name, we're on YouTube. So we'd appreciate all the support there. With this episode, I think it's actually going to come out after New Year's. So Happy New Year's. We really appreciate the first year of success from the Dudeality podcast. I pray many more episodes, many more years. But yeah, you were born to be great. So go and do it. Until next time, peace and love.